Graham and I ran away together. This is such a long story, which I won't bore you with. But I'd been on the run with Graham for about 2.5 years at this stage, and I'd had Faith. So Faith was a baby, and we're in Portugal, and I went to the supermarket. Graham had to go somewhere. I can't remember if he went to Gibraltar or he went to the United Kingdom, but he had to go away somewhere for work. Okay? And I went to the supermarket, and some people, English people, expats, they looked at me and they laughed. And I thought, oh, wonder why they're laughing, I've got something in my face. And I went it was Little, I'm a class act, I like Little and Aldi. And there were other expats in the shop, and they sort of looked at me and were wink, wink, nudge, nudge, look. And I thought, okay, starting to feel a little bit self-conscious there, but I'm sure I'm just being paranoid. And there were other pressures, of course, not just having a baby, fuck all money, living in a caravan, literally having fuck all. To lead on from the video on the Avid Gardener channel of I've never achieved anything in my life, apparently never lived under any pressure.
What
Nancy,
you know
who sucked a bit of God knows what and got a Netflix deal. Anyway, and then after I'd been to the Little post box, and there was a copy of the local free newspaper in English for expats. It used to be called the Portugal News. I don't know if it exists these days. And I pull this out the post box, open it up, and there's a picture of my kipper, my face, full frontal, massive, on the front page. And the headline was, "Have you seen this woman?" And I thought, I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm losing my shit. And that's obviously why the people at Little were laughing at me. It couldn't get any worse. And we had a neighbour on the campsite called Roger, who was ex-police officer. He was a retired police officer. Now, I know this is hard for a lot of you to imagine, but I was slimmer, of course younger, and some then fancied me, and Roger really fucking fancied me, and he made no secret of it, unashamedly, in front of Graham, all the time. And Roger, and he'd gone back to the police, so he was constantly telling me and Graham about all his pensions, and I've got a budget. And he had these dogs as well. Oh, yeah, these little dogs. Lady. Oh, Brother. And he was always, in those days, I was called Jackie. I went through a phase of changing my name frequently. I had lots of different names. And at that point, for 10 years, I was called Jacqueline Susan Mayhew. And it was on my passport, it's totally legal. In England and Wales, you can change your name as many times as you like. When I went on the run, my name was in Jacqueline Susan Mayhew, so my passport was in that, so everybody called me Jackie. Everybody. When I got married to Graham, the registrar, Graham really wanted me to change my name back to Fiona, because he loved the name Fiona. I hated the name Fiona. And I was Jacqueline Susan Mayhew, and I said, no, I'll be Jacqueline Susan Hesketh. And he went, no, please be Fiona. And my mother came up with a compromise and said, why don't you call yourself Fiona Jacqueline Hesketh, so you don't lose the Jackie? And I was never bothered about the Susan, so we did that apparently as a thing. On a marriage certificate, the registrar can write it all in. Anyone getting off the story now. Roger was constantly coming sniffing round the caravan, lady, Jackie, look at lady, Jackie. Oh, and he drove me fucking mental, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the run and I've got a fucking ex-police officer who lives next door, who just won't leave me alone. He just won't fuck off. Gosh, forgive me, Roger, if you ever see this video. Hey, mate, sorry, my face is all over the local fucking Portugal News, and Graham's away, and Roger's like, Jackie, going on and on and on. Oh, he wouldn't leave me alone. Anyway, Graham came back from wherever he'd gone, and I just lost my fucking shit one night. I just thought, what the fuck's going on, right? There are 3 suspects. In my case, there's me and 2 men. And the 2 men Steve Scarrett's done fuck all to the two men. But there's just me. I'm the bad guy. I was the brains behind it. I'm the one who's done everything right. According to Steve Ryan, the Daily Mail, and he was the least of my worries. I've got the fucking Guardian on my case, and the Observer, and, the Telegraph, and some twat called Steve, what was his name now? Simon Reeves. I think he's some TV presenter. I don't know. Anyways, there's always various articles coming out, and I'm looking on the internet going, oh my god, who the hell are they're talking about this like really cool like woman who's like a cat who can scale walls and escapes from prison, and she done all this shit, and she this, she that, she the other. Oh my god, how much worse can it get? Anyway, I lost my shit. I stripped stark bollock naked. And I ran out that caravan, middle of the night, must have been midnight, and the grass was long. Roger's caravan, it wasn't exactly next door, it was like 100 meters away from Appa's. I stripped off naked, ran, caravan door burst open. I ran across, and I threw myself down into the long grass, face up like that, in a starfish type thing. And I screamed to the heavens, I'm Fiona Monk, I'm Britain's most wanted, come and arrest me now. Graham blessed them. He strode out the caravan, he came over, he got me by the wrist and he went, get up now, you are making a scene. And I was like, nah, I'm not moving. He went, get up. Roger's curtains are twitching. Well, I thought that might amuse you knowing that story. I don't care who knows it. It's true. It happened.